Hey everybody, BigDaddyBigz here, productreviewdude.com, and this is Through the Bible in a Year with BigDaddyBigz. We are reading together the Tree of Life version of the Bible, and today is January the 19th. We're reading Exodus 23 through 26. Like and share my videos. If it's been a blessing, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Maybe it'll be a blessing to them too. And today's chapters, once again, is Exodus 23 through 26. And I think that's everything. Let's get started. Do not to spread a false report. Do not join hands with the wicked by becoming a malicious witness. Do not follow a crowd to do evil. Nor are you to testify in a case to follow a crowd and pervert justice. On the other hand, nor should you take sides with the poor man in his case. If you find your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you must surely bring it back to him. If you see the donkey of the one that hates you lying down under its burden, do not leave it. Rather, you are to release it with him. You are not to pervert justice to your poor in his dispute. Stay away from a false charge. Do not kill the innocent and the righteous, for I will not justify the guilty. Take no bribe, for a bribe blinds those who have sight and perverts the words of the righteous. Do not oppress an outsider, for you know the heart of an outsider, since you were outsiders in the land of Egypt. For 6 years you are to sow your land and gather the increase. But during the 7th year you are to let it rest and lie fallow, so that the poor among your people may eat. Whatever they leave behind, the animals of the field may eat. You are to deal with your vineyard and your olive grove in the same way. You are to do your work for 6 days, but on the 7th day you will rest, so that your ox and your donkey may have rest, and also the son of your handmaid and the outsider may be refreshed. With all the things that I have said to you, take heed. Make no mention of the names of other gods, and do not let them be heard in your mouth. 3 harvest festivals. 3 times in the year you are to celebrate a festival for me. You are to observe the feast of Matzot. For 7 days you will eat matzot, and as I commanded you at the time appointed in the month of Aviv, for that is when you came out of Egypt. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. Also you are to observe the feast of harvest, the firstfruits of your labors that you sow in the field, as well as the feast of the ingathering at the end of the year, when you gather your crops from the field. 3 times in the year all your men are to appear before Adonai Elohim. Do not offer the blood of my sacrifice with hametz, nor is the fat of my feast to remain out all night until the morning. Bring the choicest firstfruits of your land into the house of Adonai your God. Do not boil a kid in its mother's milk. Behold, I am sending an angel before you to guard you on the way and bring you into the place that I have prepared. Watch for him and listen to his voice. Do not rebel against him, because he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. But if you listen closely to his voice and do everything I say, I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to your adversaries. For my angel will go before you and bring you to the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and I will cut them off. You are not to bow down to their gods or serve them, or do what they do. Rather, you are to utterly overthrow them and break their pillars in pieces. You are to serve Adonai your God, and he will bless you. He will bless your food and your water. Moreover, I will take sickness away from your midst. None will miscarry nor be barren in your land, and I will lift up the number of your days. I will send my terror before you and throw all the people to whom you will come into panic, and make all your enemies turn their backs to you. I will send the hornet before you, which will drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites from before you. I will not drive them out from before you in a single year, otherwise the land would become desolate, and the animals of the field will multiply against you. But little by little I will drive them out from before you until you are fruitful. Then you will possess the land. I will set your border from the Sea of Reeds to the Sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness of the Euphrates River. For I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you are to drive them out before you. Make no covenant with them or with their gods. They must not dwell in your land and cause you to sin against me, for if you worship their gods, they will be a snare to you. Exodus 24, cutting the covenant at Sinai. Then to Moses he said, Come up to Adonai, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and the 70 elders of Israel, and worship from afar. Moses alone is to approach Adonai, but the others may not draw near, nor are the people to go up with him. So Moses came and told the people all the words of Adonai, as well as all the ordinances. All the people answered with one voice and said, All the words which Adonai has spoken we will do. So Moses wrote down all the words of Adonai, then rose up early in the morning, and built an altar below the mountain, along with 12 pillars of the 12 tribes of Israel. He then sent out young men of Bnei Yisrael, who sacrificed burnt offerings and fellowship offerings of oxen to Adonai. Then Moses took half of the blood and put it in the basins, and the other half he poured out against the altar. He took the scroll of the covenant and read it in the hearing of the people. Again they said, All that Adonai has spoken we will do and obey. Then Moses took the blood, sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold the blood of the covenant which Adonai has cut with you, in agreement with all these words. Then Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up. They saw that the God of Israel, and under his feet was something like a pavement of sapphire, as clear as the very heavens. Yet he did not raise his hand against the nobles of Bnei Yisrael. So they beheld God, and drank and ate. Then Adonai said to Moses, Come up to me on the mountain and stay here, and stay there, and I will give you the tablets of stone with the Torah and the mitzvot, which I have written, so that you may instruct them. So Moses rose up along with his attendant Joshua, and Moses went up onto the mountain of God. To the elders he said, Wait for us here until we come back to you. See, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has a dispute should go to them. When Moses went up on the mountain, the cloud covered it. The glory of Adonai settled upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it for 6 days. Then on the 7th day he called to Moses out of the midst of the cloud. The appearance of the glory of Adonai was like a consuming fire on the top of the mountain in the sight of Bnei Yisrael. So Moses entered into the midst of the cloud and went up onto the mountain. Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Exodus 25. Tabernacle, ark, table, menorah. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Tell Bnei Yisrael to take up an offering to me. From anyone whose heart compels him, you are to take my offering. These are the contributions which you are to receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet cloth, fine linen and goat hair, ram skins dyed red, seal skins, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense, onyx stones and setting stones for the ephod and for the breastplate. Have them make a sanctuary for me, so that I may dwell among them. You are to make it all precisely according to everything that I show you. The pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all the furnishings within, just so you must make it. Now they are to make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits in length, and 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You are to overlay it with pure gold, inside and out, and make a crown of gold around it. You are to cast 4 rings of gold for it, and place them in its 4 feet. 2 rings will be on one side, and 2 rings on the other side. Also, make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. You are to put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark in order to carry the ark. The poles are to remain in the rings of the ark and not be taken from it. You are to put the testimony, which I will give you, into the ark. Then you are to make an atonement cover of pure gold, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide. Also make 2 cherubim of gold from hammered work at the 2 ends of the atonement cover. Make a cherub at one end and a cherub at the other end. Of one piece with the atonement cover you are to make the cherubim at its 2 ends. The cherubim are to spread out their wings above, shielding the atonement cover with their wings, each facing its companion. The faces of the cherubim are to be turned toward the atonement cover. You are to put the atonement cover on top of the ark, and inside the ark you will put the testimony that I will give you. I will meet with you there. I will speak with you from above the atonement cover, from between the 2 cherubim that are on the ark of the testimony, about all that I will command you for Bnei Israel. You will make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long, 1 cubit wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You are to overlay it with pure gold, and make a crown of gold around it. Make a border a single hand width wide around it, and a golden crown for the border all around. Also make 4 gold rings for it, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on its 4 feet. The rings are to be close to the borders as holders for the poles to carry the table. You are to make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, so that the table may be carried with them. You are also to make the dishes, pans, jars, and bowls to pour drink offerings from the pure gold. Always set the bread of the presence on the table before me. You are to make a menorah of pure gold by hammered work. Its base, stem, cups, bowls, bulbs, and flowers are to be one piece. There are to be 6 branches coming out of the sides, 3 branches of the menorah out of one side, and 3 branches out of the other side. There are to be 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms in one branch, each with a bulb and flower. Then 3 cups made like almond blossoms in the next branch, each with a bulb and flower, and so forth for the 6 branches coming out of the menorah. Within the menorah will be 4 cups made like almond blossoms with bulbs and flowers. There is to be a bulb under 2 branches of the first piece, a bulb under 2 branches of the second piece, and a bulb under 2 branches of the third piece for the 6 branches coming out of the menorah. Their bulbs and their branches are to be one piece, all of it a single hammered work of pure gold. You are also to make the 7 lamps for it, and set the lamps up to shed light over the space before it. The tongs and the censers are to be of pure gold. It is to be made from a talent of pure gold with all these pieces. See that you make them according to their pattern being shown to you on the mountain. Chapter 26. Curtains. Moreover, you are to make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine woven linen of blue, purple, and scarlet, with cherubim made by the work of a skillful craftsman. The length of each curtain is to be 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits, and the curtains are to have the same measure. 5 curtains are to be coupled together one to another, and the other 5 curtains are also to be coupled one to another. Also make the loops of violet on the edge of one curtain that is outermost in the first set, and do likewise with the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. You are to make 50 loops in the first curtain and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is in the second set. The loops are to be opposite one another. Then make 50 clasps of gold and couple the curtains one to another with the clasps, so that the tabernacle may be one piece. You are to make curtains of goat hair for a tent over the tabernacle, 11 curtains in all. The length of each curtain is to be 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains are to have the same measurement. You are to couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and double the 6th curtain in the front of the tent. Then make 50 loops on the edge of one curtain that is outermost in the first set, along with 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. Make 50 bronze clasps, put them into the loops, and couple the tent together so it may be one. As for the overhanging part that remains of the tent curtains, the half curtain that remains is to hang over the back of the tabernacle. The extra cubit is one side, as well as the cubit on the other side, which remains in the length of the curtains of the tent, is to hang over the sides of the tabernacle on each side to cover it. You are to make a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering of seal skins above. You are to make the framework of boards for the tabernacle from acacia wood standing upright. The length of each board is to be 10 cubits by 1.5 cubits wide. There are to be 2 supports in each board, joined one to another. Do this for all the boards of the tabernacle. You are to make the 20 boards for the south side of the tabernacle, and 40 silver bases underneath the 20 boards. 2 bases go underneath one board for its supports, and 2 bases under another board for its supports. Likewise, the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, there are to be 20 boards, with their 40 bases of silver. 2 bases go under one board, and 2 bases under the next board. For the back part of the tabernacle westward, you are to make 6 boards. Make 2 boards for the corners of the tabernacle on the back side. They are also to be doubled at the bottom, and in the same way joined at the top by the first ring. It is to be this way for them both, and they will provide for the 2 corners. So there will be 8 boards with 16 silver bases, 2 bases under each board. Also, make cross beams of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the tabernacle, 5 for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 for the boards on the back part of the tabernacle to the west. The middle crossbeam in the center of the boards will pass through from end to end. Then overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings from gold as holders for the crossbeams, and overlay the crossbeams with gold. You are to raise the tabernacle according to the plan which you were shown on the mountain. Make a fine woven linen curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet, with cherubim It is to be the work of a skillful craftsman. You are to hang it on 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, their hooks being made of gold, atop 4 bases of silver. You are to hang the curtain under the clasps, and bring the ark within the curtain of the testimony. The parochet will divide for you between the holy place and the Holy of Holies. Then you are to put the atonement cover on the ark of the testimony in the Holy of Holies. You shall set the table outside the curtain, and the menorah opposite the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south. You are to put the table on the north side. For the entrance of the tent, also make a blue, purple, and scarlet finely twisted linen, the work of a color weaver. You are also to make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks are to be made of gold, and you are to cast 5 bases of bronze for them. That's the end of the reading for today. And tomorrow I will be reading to you Exodus 27 through 30. Hope you can join us. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before the video. I always like to remind you, on the website, productreviewdude.com, under this video will be a link where you can purchase your own copy of the Tree of Life version of the Bible. And it has several different options on, the style that you would like, and it is an affiliate link. This is a review of the Tree of Life version of the Bible, and so if you buy it, it's going to give me a little bit of a commission, but it doesn't affect your price. I hope you enjoy these readings, and I hope they're a blessing to you. That's the most important thing. And if they are, again, like and share the video, and we will see you tomorrow. Shalom.